ready to strap in? It's going to be a heck of a ride. It's like drinking from a fire hose. Never a dull moment, but yes, you'll hear the stories you won't hear anywhere else, and we appreciate you being here with us for them today. I'm Justin Barclay. It's big MAHA changes coming to the food you eat. Now, I said this earlier. You may not even have to change the food you eat because the food you eat may be changed. Well, the answer is it's already been changed. Changed back may be the answer to making America healthy again. You know, if you go to like places like Europe, or I know Missy, our good friend Maha Missy has family down in Australia, and they eat differently. I know you just told a story about this. This is mind blowing what we're actually watching. This story is incredible, but it's real. And I got to tell you, folks, it could mean the world to lots of folks in the country in just a simple way. The FDA is looking right now to ban common preservative that's used in many of the foods that we eat. And why that's so important is because everything that you eat has such a massive impact on you and your health. It's just incredible. You got your son is in Australia, right?
Oh yeah, Jake has lived there for over 13 years, and every time that I've gone to visit him, it makes me, I don't know, more frustrated every time I come home. And because I literally can eat bread, I can eat pasta, I can eat everything and anything when I'm there, and it doesn't hurt my belly. I've always had digestive issues. Well, I now know why, because I've been eating chemicals. All these chemicals, and they've been packaged really nice because I don't eat a lot of the processed foods, but I tend to go towards the grocery store and grab the things that appear to be healthy or organic style and everything like that. And again, I've been duped. I mean, I knew I was getting duped, but I'm seeing even clearer. And yeah, they came over, him and his wife came over to the States. They were here for about 3 weeks, and they left at least 10 pounds heavier, and they looked inflamed. They didn't look as healthy. I mean, I literally watched their coloring change. And
It's incredible. And I guess to me, like, what shows me more than anything else is like the little changes that end up being such a massive difference.
It's compounding. How many people out there? One of my friends, Charity. Well, she works with. She's my coworker. Not coworker. She's my other co-owner of the company here. And for years, she would have exchange students come in, and she has healthy food in the house. Every single year, every single exchange student gained so much weight. And they left, and they were on medication. She was starting to take these kids. She did this for 8 years straight. All 8 years, every single different child that came through the American style, all left not as healthy as they arrived.
This why is it? Well, I mean, because to me this is so simple, but why do we have so many issues with the food we're eating? The stuff why do we have it? Is it something as simple as in this case? You've got a preservative. It's supposed to make the food last longer on the shelf so that they don't waste money and food waste and things like that. On the surface, it sounds like maybe a good idea, but when you boil it down, it's doing more harm than good, it sounds like.
It is. Well, the stat used to be somewhere along the line that America allows, now don't quote me on this, but it used to be something like 10,000 chemicals. Our government has allowed 10,000 chemicals into America, whether it's soil related, cosmetic related, food related, water related, products related. 10,000 chemicals come into the American people that other countries don't allow. So when you go to Australia, I was extremely curious as to looking at the Kellogg's, because I'm from Battle Creek, Michigan, home of Kellogg's right here, and I go and I look at their boxes of cereal when I'm in Australia, and I go and look at the ingredients list, and my gosh, ours is like this long and you need a microscope, and theirs is like this big. And so I was looking, Kellogg's and other companies, They, in order to have their food on the shelf, they have to agree to what Australia's laws allowed. So that means that they've had to completely restructure their boxes of cereal that are on the shelves over there. And so then I'm wondering, like, one, then I thought to myself, well, I wonder if I can go to the somewhere over here in Kellogg's and find the cereal that they're shipping to them, and can I maybe buy that instead? Because who
Interesting.
doesn't like a box of cereal, right? I mean, it's good. I
Yeah.
grew up with it. I grew up eating chemicals. I grew up eating chemicals, right? So anyway, so I discovered that they don't make it here in the States. They have their own plant over yonder that makes all the healthy food over there. So why not for us? I mean, because it's an invisible, and most of us didn't like science in school, in high school days, and if we didn't like science, we probably didn't have biochemistry. And for the few people that understand biochemistry, I've learned a lot about it through years of working with clients. But my God, we're smart enough individuals to know that when we go to the gas station, we're always going to fill our car up with gas. We're not going to fill our tank up with oil. And I'm not going to be like, man, I ran out of money, don't have much gas money, but let me use some water. I mean, we put gas in a tank to run the car. We don't look at ourselves like that. And it's a shame, because what has crept in underneath, I mean, I've got some strong opinions on, is it money related? Sure. But I also think there's this other diabolical thing on the other side of it. If anyone is, those who are awake understand, the government's not our friend. And JFK just kind of saying, I mean, one of the things that in that article that you pulled up, one of the things that struck me was this, I underlined it. He said, this reassessment, based on what he's bringing out, this reassessment marks the end of the trust us. We are in about food safety. I mean, so they're attacking. It's like I say, an 80-legged octopus. Right now, we're talking food, and the food right now is shortening our lifespan, and is definitely not giving us the quality of life that we were designed to have by our creator.
Yeah.
So,
Well, this story, it really centers around this thing called BHA, which is a food preservative. Now, I asked Grok because I thought, well, this is kind of interesting.
exactly.
Boil this down, break it down to me, because I understand we got food preservative. I understand why they might want to put it in, but also at the end of the day, it's like, if it's making us unhealthy, maybe we ought to move away from this stuff. So tell me, like I'm a fifth grader. Help me understand this, and this is how it breaks it down. A long time ago, food companies started putting a special chemical in some foods to help keep them from going bad too fast. It's called BHA, short for butylated hydroxyanisole. Don't worry, you don't have to say the whole thing, Croc says. BHA is like a shield for fats and oils in food. It stopped them from turning yucky or rancid, like when butter goes bad and smells weird. So it's in lots of packaged foods, such as breakfast cereals, cookies, crackers, frozen meals like pizza or chicken nuggets, ice cream, some meats and chips. It's been used for many years to make fast food or food last longer on the shelf. But now some scientists are worried about it. Way back in the 80s and 90s, tests on animals like rats and mice showed that super high amounts might cause cancer. Because of that, a big group called the National Toxicology Program said it's reasonably anticipated to be a human carcinogen. That means it might cause cancer in people. And by the way, we're still allowed to eat this. California even put it on a list of things known to cause cancer. The FDA, in the MAHA administration, by the way, now they're taking action, but they used to say it was okay in small amounts. But on February 10th, that was yesterday, so while we're recording this, they said, wait a minute, let's look at this again with the newest science. They're doing a big review right now, asking companies and scientists to share info about how much they use and to find out if it's really safe today. Not a full ban yet. It's like the FDA saying we need to double check everything. If the science says it's not safe anymore, then we might take it out of the food. And I think, to me, that really makes sense. They say, bottom line here, the government is being extra careful about one ingredient that keeps junk food fresh longer. It might even not be junk food. It might just be food that, like bread or something that, that you think is healthy.
Right.
The wheat and the white got the same, they got the same stuff in it, right? So you're like, I'll be healthy. I'll have the wheat bread.
Well, we do, and you go back to go back to Little House on the Prairie days. I mean, what they're catering to, and think about they're not dumb. This has been we've been being boiled in a pot of water. I mean, I was born in a pot of water. I mean, it was one of those things. We all were and didn't know that we were being boiled, or else we would have jumped out. Um, Gosh, sorry, I lost my train of thought. I've got so many things I want to say. It's
It's
just
like the
well,
frog in the boiling pot of water. Yeah.
the sliced bread thing. So back in the day, women used to make from scratch they would make bread, and then they would cut the bread. They cut the bread, slice the bread, and we'd all eat it. We'd eat it on 1 day, 2 days, and then you needed new bread because it was getting moldy, because
Yes.
it was fresh. It was fresh bread. So of
Right.
course something fresh is going to get moldy. Well, then, the war takes off and things like that. So some smart person decide like, wow, let's make it convenience and let's start selling this because women are now taking on more responsibilities because the men aren't there in the house and la la la. So they end up making bread, and then when they cut it, they discovered like, wow, this isn't going to work because it's turning moldy. So let's see how we can stretch it, because that poor lady is so burdened down with work that we're going to make it more convenient for her. Chemicals. They started back then, and because they got away with it, they just kept adding it, and
Yeah.
they're packaging it and marketing it and looking like it's amazing. They're using bright colors on their packaging, a happy kid eating a sandwich, whatever it is. Marketing there. I mean, you have to, man, I'm telling you, it's diabolical what they've done. I mean, and we've talked
Uh oh. Did we lose her? Hang on. We lost you for a second, Missy. Let me bring you back real quick. Yeah,
sorry.
there you are.
There.
They're even trying to get Missy. They're
No,
trying to.
can you see me? Am I here?
Yeah, you look good. You sound good. Everything's good. I just said
Okay.
they were trying to take you out, but this is a good point. You say, they were trying to lengthen the life of the bread. Now, whether it was, like you said, diabolical, or it maybe was just, hey, we're trying to solve a problem. We figured out this is the way we can make bread last longer. Everything has unintended consequences. People have to realize that. That's where we are with this stuff.
Yeah, somebody knew that they were stripping all of the nutrients out of our food. There are scientists that are there in the labs. They have stripped and they've taken away all of the nutrition, and then they added insult to injury. So they not only did they take the nutrition away, that the minerals and all the vitamins that should have naturally have come through the earth in the soil, and then we're eating the vegetables, we're taking down the wheat and they're processing the wheat, and then we're going to have this fresh amazing grain bread. Well, the powers that be have stripped and taken everything out, but they make it look like it's healthy. I mean, it's just like our salt. Look at salt. I mean, we'll go on a rampage here. Our salt got a bad rap. Yeah, white table salt's not good for you. Well, who stripped it of the minerals to begin with? Who's the one that did that,
That's
and
right.
then they give us this white salt, and everyone's using salt, and I was like, oh, salt's horrible for you. So now when I've got to help paradigm shift people that come into my company, I have to paradigm them shift them, and they're like, no, I can't have any salt, it's bad for me. I'm like, listen, let me explain this. So I'm like empowering people and educating, undoing the paradigm that we didn't even think to question things. We didn't
Yeah.
even know what to question, and now this is all coming out. Oh my God, it's maddening. I feel bad for people.
The food situation, and I think one of the most frustrating ways to watch this is that you watch what's in your food and how it can hurt you. But the other thing is, and this is the good news, right?
Mhm.
Is that it can also cure you. And one of the big stories here, in fact, this just came out last week too, is that they found food itself may in fact play a role in curing a number of issues, not just with your physical health, but also with your mental health as well. RFK spoke last week, dropping a bombshell on this story about how they saw folks with schizophrenia
Right.
cured essentially, or their cases improved. I mean, by leaps and bounds because of the food that they were eating.
Dr. Pollan up at Harvard has cured schizophrenia using keto diets.
By the way, that's a big word to use, cure. They don't really like you to use that word a lot, but here he is.
Yep.
There are studies right now that I saw 2 days ago where people lose their bipolar diagnosis by changing their diet. It's not only affecting our physical health, it's affecting our mental health as well. And we're asking people now, eat real food, right? Eat protein.
This was all in connection with talking about the new food pyramid.
Right.
And it's incredible. That is massive news to people who have been struggling with things like that, to know that you could have help with something that simple.
Well, and again, it kind of goes back to what we don't know, what we don't know, or what we aren't thinking about, like using that critical thinking part. Well, right now, I ask people to think about this. Again, we're not chemists, and we're not thinking biochemistry, but isn't it crazy that when we eat natural food that has been processed, doesn't have one of the 10,000 chemicals inside of it, that we can actually don't have neurological issues. I mean, because the biochemistry, most of us, if you go back to the fun part of the science classes that I did, was the guy was like, okay, we're going to take this container, we're going to add this, and we're going to see what happens. And we'd add this and push, foam would come out of something, or we add this, and vapors would come up. I mean, just to like, wow, that's cool. But that's all I remember about biochemistry. Well, what happens when we put these chemicals inside of our body and then we just go about our day? We go to the toilet, we go to the bathroom, and we think it comes out and like, oh, that's all good. No, those chemicals inside the body are messengers, and those messengers just don't go to the stomach. Those messengers that aren't designed to be in your body go up in here, and they affect their neurochemistry of your brain.
Yeah.
So you've got people. I had a lady, this was about 8 years ago. No, probably about 10 years ago. One of the coolest stories I've ever had with doing what I do. We helped her. She came in. I'm used to people that they have blood pressure, type 2. This lady came in with bipolar medication, schizophrenic medication, and so many antidepressants. It was not even funny. And I'm like looking at it going, I don't know as a health coach how to let her know that maybe you might want to go see your doctor, because I think you're showing good signs right here. I'm used to telling people, hey, your blood pressure's coming down. It's time to talk to that doctor. You're starting to get dizzy and woozy. You're over medicated. Type 2. I'm used to directing that. Well, she went through our program, our system, and everything she did. She did amazing. She lost like 30, 40 pounds. She looked great. And then about 6 months later or so, this classy looking woman that looked like she just walked off of Forbes magazine came walking in my building. And I recognized her. I recognized her, but I'm like, wow, she doesn't look like the same woman. And she came in and I said to her, I go, well, hi, Beverly. I'm like, how are you? I'm like, what's going on? And she's like taking off her gloves like one at a time and lays them down in front. And she goes, I want to thank you. And I go, okay. And she goes, I want to thank you. She said, since I've seen you, I have fired every single physician who's been over me for 10 years. She goes, I'm off every single medication that I was on, and I need to thank you for that. Now, back then, I wasn't completely aware of like what our system was really doing, because it would take years down the road that as I dove and got into this and I started realizing like, oh my gosh, the light bulb went off. And now I wonder what was out of balance in her body, chemistry wise, what was out of balance, and what did our system because again, people come in for a broken metabolism and then we're going to turn it on. We're going to cure it, if we want to say that. What's cure? We're going to turn it back on, right? So when you turn this metabolism on, we always knew the outcome was going to be they're going to lose weight, they're going to look great, they're going to have medicine. But the neurochemistry part, the depression part, all of that is playing a role in the crap that we're putting in our body, along with all this kind of medication. I mean, my God, how would your car run if you didn't put gas in the tank? You know?
Absolutely. Real food front and center, by the way, at the Super Bowl too,
Yeah.
with that powerful commercial from Mike Tyson, which I thought was really cool to see, and I saw RFK very happy about that as they put
Mhm.
that thing together. Watching all that, there's a shift. There's a major shift happening in
It's
our country
really
right
good.
now.
Yeah, don't fall for the convenience. I think that's the thing is like they've got us trapped because they know we are a consumer and our type of consumerism is convenience driven. You
look
know?
at look at our they got the Mike Tyson face tattoo on with their picture. Hey, I
It's
got
so
to
good.
tell you, you were just talking about results and folks that are getting great results. My Pure Health Solutions, by the way, healthwithjustin.com. It's that time of the program now where I got to, and I texted you yesterday
Uh-huh.
or the day before,
Oh, your wedding ring.
and I could not believe this. Well, I guess I can, but I have recently started. So I've been wearing these like rubber rings for the last, I don't know, for a while. Um, and I just switched. I don't know, maybe like a few months back. I decided I stopped wearing my Apple Watch. There's a lot to that, but mostly it was just because I want to wear something real. I don't. So I just now I wear like real watches and stuff. So I was like, look down at the other watch I had on, and I had this like rubber ring on. I'm like, I gotta get my other ring out, my old ring out, my original wedding ring. So I started wearing that. Well, I go to get, you know, this wedding ring and everything on the other day because I got to run out. And every time I come home, I take all my wallet and keys and ring and all this stuff and I just set it down. So I'm going because I had to go run in there and I put everything back on it. And I'm getting ready to go run out and I just go like this because I'm doing, putting stuff on, doing it. And all of a sudden the ring just falls down and hits the floor and I hear ding, ding, ding. It's like, rolling around on the floor. And I go, oh, I had to catch that.
Mhm.
I don't go, oh, that was weird. You're not going to believe this. I told Lizzie, you are not going to believe it. I put it back on. I walked into the kitchen. I go, you won't believe this. And I was talking my hands or whatever, and I did it again, and it went right off and fell on the floor. And I go, it fell off again. I can't take this out because what if I do that in the street somewhere or something? And the thing,
Sure.
that's
That's awesome. No, that's so good. It's
talk
so
about the little things and my fingers, I mean, I don't know, I got bigger fingers anyway, bigger hands anyway, but like the funny thing is to me is that even my fingers
Mhm.
are losing weight right now, and to watch it happen, I thought again, Lizzie says, yeah, I can see it in your face, and I'm
Mhm.
like, yeah, I am starting to see it in the mirror. I'm down over 20 pounds. I'm not going to say exactly where I'm at is just yet because I haven't quite hit 20. Might be 25 way in tomorrow, but like I'm
Nice.
down over 20 pounds. That feels great. The clothes fit so much better. That's a whole nother thing. But when you see something like that
Mhm.
and your wedding ring falls off, like,
Sure. Well, yeah, I mean, it's awesome. One of my favorite stories is a lady came in to in-house client, because we take care of people all over the United States, but there was an in-house client. Some people just don't think they're losing as much weight because again, people get caught off, whatever. But anyway, she comes in and I'm like, hey, how's it going today? She's like, oh, it's okay. Rah, rah, rah. Anyway, she's like, I just don't think I'm losing weight. And I go, well, let's get you on the scale, see what's going on. Meanwhile, her wig was like this. The part that should have been here was over here. And I'm like, her head shrinking. I'm like, I want to say, don't you recognize that there's transformation happening? And again, we're not a diet. This isn't a diet. We are a system that turns your metabolism back on.
yeah,
So most people people just think, oh, she's the diet chick. I'm not a diet.
from
I'm
the inside out.
from the inside out, literally using the information and the science, true science that was hidden from us for over 100 years. The message that I explain to people, it's the most. I have so much fun talking to people all the time when they have a consultation. I mean, the way that I talk right now is the way I'm going to talk to you on the phone. And it's fun because I want to help the paradigm be shifted and explain to every single person how amazing the human body is, how the anatomy is amazing, and to break it down, like you said with Grok, at a 5th grade soundbite nugget.
Yeah.
I think I'm pretty good at that. If I have to say like, hey, one thing I've mastered, I think I've mastered that, and I have to, because I want people. My heart is to set captives free. Isaiah 61, setting captives free. Most people just don't know what they don't know. When you look at these people, especially Leonard right there, Leonard was a type 2 diabetic for over 20 years, was on this medication, and I think that sign said 7 days. But how many people that are older that believe that, well, because the doctors told you that, well, it's just age, it's part of aging. Screw that. Age has nothing to do with it. And the reason why I can say that 100% of the time is because the medical model and the powers that be, they never took a class in quantum physics. They don't understand when Tesla said everything's a frequency. They don't know what that is, and it's a shame. It's a shame. It's sad. But again, in the medical profession, they weren't given a class. Just like the medical doctors aren't given one class in nutrition. What they're and then once they get out of school, they don't have time to learn and catch up everything. So the pharmaceutical representatives who have your best interest at heart, they come and take them out and give them trips and win this and that, the other thing. And the next thing you know, they're going to shove more medicine down your throat because they don't know how to fix it.
Yeah, it's something, and I think people are waking up to this as we're watching more and more. By the way, if you have questions and you want to ask anything, you can reach out to Missy and Charity and the folks at My Pure Health Solutions. They'd be happy to walk you through what they're doing. Healthwithjustin.com. Set up a consultation. It's free. It's just a quick conversation to find out whether it's a fit for you or not. 269-964-4044. 269-964-4044.
You got eat real food. I mean, this is it. We're not. It's not fake. Nothing's fake. Nothing's fake at all. It has to be real, or else it won't be sustainable.
Terry has a question because a lot of what you do goes beyond weight loss anyway. But Terry has a question about people with Parkinson's and other issues. And I don't know if you can answer him like specifically, but probably the best way to do it would just get on the phone and
I
talk.
Absolutely have something to talk to that. And again, I don't even like to say the word conversation. Let's have a conversation.
Yeah.
Yes. I do have a strong suggestion for Parkinson's.
All right. Pick up the phone, call her with your questions. That's the way you're going to get the help that you're looking for. And like I said, I know she's got a heart of a servant. She's fired up about helping folks get healthy. For a number of reasons. Absolutely.
I truly do. I really do. So.
Well, Missy, always a pleasure. Thank you for being here. Folks, get online, make the phone call 269-964-4044. That's 269-964-4044, or go to healthwithjustin.com. We'll be back next week with more good news. There's always something coming out of this. That's MAHA revolution that continues. The movement.
What a time to be alive. What a time to be alive.
It really is. It's fantastic. I can't wait to see. And maybe even another big announcement. Big news, breaking news from me. We'll see.
Heck yeah.
Next week. Stay tuned. Always a pleasure. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you.
We're back with you then, folks. Make it a great one. I don't know if you just saw the news, but average U.S. household debt just hit $152,000. That's mortgages, cars, cards, student loans, but the national debt just hit $37 trillion. It's all going up. Ask yourself this: when the system hiccups, who bails you out? It's not the Fed, not the politicians, and that's why I own gold. Gold doesn't need a CEO, doesn't need missed earnings, it doesn't freeze your account on a Friday at 4:59. While they print, gold just sits there doing what it's done for thousands of years. Store value. If you're done playing musical chairs with your savings, get something real in your hand. That's why you should try our good friends Kirk Elliott Precious Metals today. Goldwithjustin.com. Kirk and the team going to walk you through what they're doing, whether you're a seasoned pro when it comes to buying precious metals or you're just getting started. Call Kirk and the team today at 720-605-3900. That's 720-605-3900, or go to goldwithjustin.com to find out how they can help you today. No pressure, just facts and a plan. That's goldwithjustin.com. Protect what's yours with gold. Goldwithjustin.com. Do it today.